Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 3, live from Charleston, West Virginia at the 2023 Men's NORCECA Continental Championship. Group play wrapping up today. Spots in the elimination bracket on the line. The winner of this match here in Group B between Puerto Rico and Suriname. The winner of this match will advance to bracket play starting tomorrow. Puerto Rico in red and blue on the far side being introduced. A very similar starting lineup to what we've had so far. Kevin Rodriguez at setter, Cliston Lawrence, Omar Hoyos at outside hitters, Jamal Ellis at opposite, Antonio Elias, Juan Figueroa in the middle, and Fernando Albaladejo at libero. Now on the near side, introducing in white and green, Suriname with Lionel Mahabali at setter, Ethan Asimia and the captain Kevin Sporkslade at outside hitters, Zephani O'Brienberg at opposite, Anthony Leong and David Pinas in the middles, and Anthony Schmeltz and Jason Lesperance we expect to see both at libero. My name's Rob St. Clair, live from Charleston, West Virginia, joined by my very good friend Everett Delorme to my left.
What's up?
What's up?
How we doing?
We're doing wonderful. I'm excited to take the people through the rest of group play. We expect things to get a little spicy today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Much more competitive games. We have had 6 matches so far in this tournament, 6 3-0s. Could this be the one, Everett, that goes longer than 3 sets? I think it very well could be.
You know, the Surinamese coach said at the beginning of the tournament that he was looking for, their goal was to start with winning 1 set. And now their competition thus far has been of the highest order. As once again, we're all lined up. Where I don't know what we're doing now here in NORCECA, where we're starting the game. The game's ready to go like 3 minutes before.
Yeah.
We're ready to go in general. So, well, we may have to wait here a little bit. Oh, looks like we're going to get underway.
Yeah, why are we accelerating protocol by 3 full minutes? Well, at least we're ready to go over here on the Volleyball Source stream. It looks like we are ready to go. So Suriname in white on the near side, 3 minutes ahead of schedule. Here is first serve. And an immediate run to the middle. Puerto Rico on the board in red on the far side. It's the setter Kevin Rodriguez feeding his 17-year-old middle blocker, Juan Figueroa, number 21 in red. A lot of youth on this Puerto Rican team. 2 17-year-olds, 3 19-year-olds, 2 20-year-olds, just a whole lot of young new bodies. It's great to see. Overpassed and absolutely destroyed by Cliston Lawrence. The most promising superstar prospect for Puerto Rico, number 2 in red.
Low key, probably one of the better young prospects in the world right now.
Yeah. We've got some great young talent in the world of volleyball on the men's side right now. But Cliston Lawrence will be a star, switching to outside hitter relatively recently from opposite. We liked what we've seen, and Suriname there on the board.
Pinas continues with just that meter ball.
Yeah, just a straight up high ball, top of the antenna, go up and get it.
But it works for him, right? He's out there scoring, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I think that bounce by Lawrence a point ago on the overpass was the most straight down kill we've seen so far this weekend, or this week.
Ooh.
Another good rip there. That is Ellis. Wait. Net touch by Puerto Rico. Interesting. I did not see that.
Yeah.
So Suriname's going to take that point. That looked like an easy kill by Ellis down the line. I did not see a net touch there.
I'm not entirely sure who saw that. Was the up ref? Was the down ref? I'm not sure.
Like Rodriguez's shoulder into the bottom of the net on his way down. I really didn't see that. And the captain Hoyos was asking the question, but Suriname does keep that point. Repeat set. What a bomb by Jamal Ellis, 19 years of age, exploding down the line.
I think he stayed behind that one, Rob.
I think he did. Everett's been asking Ellis to wait and accelerate, stay behind the ball all week. It's just some timing mechanics for a young opposite. That ball was crushed.
Now here's Lawrence from the baseline, and I kind of like the fact that he just put it in play. It was a great dig there.
Tricky situation here for Puerto Rico. They send over a free ball. Suriname needs this point. Ethan Asimia at outside hitter gives it to him. Good high swing there by number 4 in white.
Great job there by Asimia. And he's maybe even the quietest of the 3 Surinamese outside so far throughout this tournament. So good to see him get going early on in this one.
Here is David Pinas, number 6 in the middle. And that is a float service error that Suriname needs to get under control. They've been a little sloppy serving and attacking. A few too many unforced errors so far this week.
You know, both of these teams had to play the same teams, USA and Cuba, so they're both kind of in the same boat of really this is the first time that they're up against competition that's more of their pace.
Yeah, the United States and Cuba, both very difficult opponents to start off this tournament. Let's see who is able to get in the flow of this match the fastest. Good dig. Another chance for Puerto Rico, and Ellis goes right through the arms of Ethan Asimia, a field goal in honor of the NFL season starting tonight.
Oh, I know you're excited about that.
Sure am.
Packers playing tonight or there's tomorrow?
No, that's Sunday. Big game against the Chicago Bears.
Too bad you're going to be busy.
maybe a little. Here is Figueroa, who's actually float served pretty well this week. Free ball chance here for Puerto Rico. Oh, wow. What a one-on-one block that is. Out of nowhere, Ethan Asimia comes across to seal the line. Sweet move.
That's a couple plays now prior to this where Suriname was able to make the first attempt dig, but not able to dig the second. So that time just going for the clamp right away, making it easy on themselves.
Good pass there by Lawrence. His reception has been something that we've been following along with. Asimia wins the joust. Traffic jam underneath the net, but a hittable ball here for Hoyos. Ooh, a one-handed feed from Mahabali, but it's a center line violation. That's too bad. That ball came out of his one hand pretty nice.
Yeah, that did look good. I did enjoy that. Nice little yip. The outside, let Asimia.
Sorry, what was that? What was that noise again?
Little yip.
Since I've been doing some setting the last couple years, Everett, I've figured out the one-handed back set. I cannot one-handed set forward. I've never figured out how they can do that. Ooh, good diving play there by Albaladejo. Ooh, Hoyos with two hands.
Great job there by Suriname.
Ball was up somehow. Rodriguez again.
Another one.
Dug in the middle. Breinberg pounded out of the back row, through the block and down. Best rally of the match so far, won by Suriname.
Suriname has been tenacious so far. We're only 11 points into this match, but their defense has been phenomenal. It's been so tough already for Puerto Rico to score. And if they can keep this level of defense up, they're going to end up frustrating this young Puerto Rican team.
Both of these teams actually very good on first contact. Both pretty good in reception and defense. Dumped there by Rodriguez is picked up. Sporkslade has seen that one a time or two in his career. What a block by Anthony Leon. Oh my goodness, the 18-year-old in the middle with the Suriname second block. And Everett, I gotta say, Kevin Rodriguez made the wrong set choice there. Kevin Sporkslade, the Surinamese blocker, was on the ground, but on the ground, nowhere to be found. If he had gone behind Jamal Ellis, he would have had a wide open net. Instead, Leo Leong slams the door. Tie game here at 6 apiece. Good serve. What a start for Ethan Asimia.
Wow, Suriname in general, we just went down they were down 5-3, now up 7-6 on a massive run here.
We haven't seen Suriname block like that or serve like that all tournament. And they're putting both on display early in the first set. Almost another one. Albaladejo stabs an arm at it. Beautiful set all the way across the court by Kevin Rodriguez. And the 19-year-old Jamal Ellis pounds it down the line.
Both teams just feeling each other out so far, but I mean, I'm very impressed by Suriname in the early goings here. They're revitalized after taking on the Giants the past 2 days.
Suriname and Puerto Rico both played yesterday, but Puerto Rico played last night. Suriname played yesterday in this slot. Have had a little bit more time off. Maybe they're a little fresher starting things off here. Here is Omar Hoyos, the captain, still an NCAA university student, playing for George Mason in nearby Virginia. This will be a free ball at best. Perfect chance here for Rodriguez. Ellis out of the back row, hammered down the line. That is a high-level shot.
That was a high-level shot. I'm more remembering that high rolling roll shot by Breinberg to put the ball over. And yesterday he definitely had some issues out of system. And today opting to just put it down. I think at that point just volley it over.
At least it was inbounds.
That was the highest roll shot. It looked like a jumbo on the beach.
That was pretty high. Sporkslade taking advantage of a good matchup against Rodriguez off the block and out of bounds.
Mahabali just setting that one up to him. We're talking about a high ball. That was a high ball, but it was perfectly set there for Sporkslade to hang and find some hands.
Had a great time talking to Kevin Sporkslade yesterday after Suriname's match versus Cuba. Go check out that interview here on the channel. Nice swing by Lawrence. He's actually going to get away with that. A net violation against the Surinamese block. Puerto Rico takes the point, even though that ball was out of bounds by a tile or two.
I know Lawrence missed that, but I like that shot.
Me too.
I want him to keep going for that shot. That thumb down, cross-court, outside shoulder shot that he has there, like, that's really good. Because so far we've seen him bang while facing 5, but his ability to go and find it outside of his body is something that he's going to need to develop.
Well said. Breinberg out of the back row has had good line range throughout this tournament and too hot for Elias to handle that time. Here is Lionel Mahabali, number 11 in white, the Surinamese setter. Ooh, that's got to be reaching over against Sporkslade, yes. Rodriguez had 2 hands on that ball. And Sporkslade was reading setter dump, got a little too ambitious. Rodriguez back to serve down from Puerto Rico, listed at 5'11" on the roster. Everett, we agree that that's a little generous, but he's made some really good front court plays this tournament.
He really has. He's been amongst of my NORCECA gems. I think we need to make an all NORCECA gems team for
Great idea
for the end of the tournament. You know,
just guys that kind of come out of nowhere and look great in a NORCECA tournament. I mean, Kevin Sporkslade is going to get on that list for sure. That was a great rip down the line.
I definitely think he needs to be on that list as well.
How good are these Suriname green and white jerseys?
Beautiful. He even said it to himself in our interview yesterday that he likes them as well, and he thinks they're the best ones. So,
nice shot there by Lawrence on the right side through the block, getting Puerto Rico out of rotation 1. So we've talked a lot already this week, Everett, about Cliston Lawrence and his position switch, and we both agree that his ceiling on his career, both club and international, is higher at the outside hitter position.
Absolutely.
And already he's gotten better from first match until now. Good service pressure there. Breinberg can't take a swing at it. Free ball chance. Nice quick ball, the Hoyos, and a cagey shot rolled off the outside hand of the block and into the antenna.
I really want to see, and I really hope Ozzie Antonelli is telling this right now, I want to see more communication on the Puerto Rico side.
On that first contact?
Yeah, on a free ball situation, you've got like 3 different guys going for it. No one says a word. You're just bumping into each other. That's one of the big differences between the elite VNL teams and teams here. I'm not entirely sure why we're getting this.
And what's actually funny is I think, Everett, exactly to your point, I think we just saw Puerto Rico call a timeout after winning a point. You almost never see that.
Yeah.
But I think he wants to talk about that exact thing. Ozzie Antonetti, who was a legendary player in his own right, did not like the lack of communication on that first contact. You said it.
Also, I'm seeing Hoyos changing his shoes, so I'm wondering if something happened to his shoes and they
had. Interesting.
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if this may just be, looking too much into things.
Yeah, Hoyos is sitting down on the bench right now, messing with his shoes. You never see a team call a timeout after winning a point.
Yeah, that was odd. But as I was saying, that one of the big differences, yes, there's the physicality and the athleticism and all of that, but the ability to just be detail-oriented when it comes to small ball situations. And it's the teams really, that's why a team like Japan is so successful, because they take care of the little things so well. As Lawrence, I'm not going to say that's the best serve in the world, but that's the changeup he can bring to the table.
Nice changeup. Yeah. Suriname, I've noticed, has been pretty weak to that serve throughout this tournament. They've let a lot of balls kind of that changeup cut jump serve drop in front of them, and here you see Sporkslade stepping way up.
Now libero, though, still back. Oh, takes the step
Okay,
up.
That's actually a pretty mature late passing move there. I do like that. And ripped it by Pinas out of the middle. It's in Canada they call that a meter ball. We'd call it like a 2 ball that you chuck up to the top of the antenna in the middle in warm-ups. And here it is, the NORCECA Championship.
Hey, you know what? Suriname's offense is running with a little bit more confidence today, and I really like that.
Good block by Leo Leong. That's 2 for him already. Suriname has 3 blocks in this set.
It does feel like we have all of Suriname in the chat, so we say Hi to all of you watching from the southern continent, pretty much.
I mean, yes, Suriname is in South America at the very northern edge along the Caribbean. That ball was torched cross-court by Jamal Ellis.
And this is what I'm saying. He has a great shoulder. He has great arm work. His hand contact is really good. He has some really, really good tools, and I doubt he even has hair on his chest yet. He still looks young. He still looks young out there. So this is, in losing Gabby Garcia, you find another gem here in Jamal Ellis, and that's great news for Puerto Rican volleyball.
Nice feed, Mahabali to the middle, a tap down by Anthony Leong, and Ozzy Antonetti is not happy that that ball did not get picked up off the floor. You were talking about Jamal Ellis, Everett. One thing I really like is the ability to hit directions away from where his shoulder is facing. We've seen him go outside. That one was right across his body. Good arm talent. Look at that.
Wow, Leong.
Wow. That was enormous. Anthony Leong has been probably the quietest Surinamese starter throughout this tournament. They don't really use him that much on offense, but 3 blocks and a kill already for the 18-year-old, and that last one was enormous.
That was big. That was big. They didn't give him one of the blocks. He's got 2 and 1 here on the stats.
Yeah, stats are a little slow in catching up. We did put the live stats in the chat, by the way. The live chat, scroll up if you want to see that link. Ellis, another cut short serve, and overpass, taken care of by Antonio Elias. Again, Suriname showing some weakness to that cut short serve. And they're going to make a libero switch. Anthony Schmeltz was beaten that time. Now it's Jason Lesbrands, number 17 in yellow.
I like that move.
We've seen him use both liberos. Ooh. Thought that might be a tape trickler situation.
Yep.
No such luck for Puerto Rico. Now Asimia, who had that pretty nasty ace earlier to position 1. Let's see what he can do here to try and tie things up.
It's great to see that other players from Suriname stepping up here.
That's a good rip.
Another good rip. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. What a swing by Hoyos, but that bump set by Kevin Rodriguez was brilliant.
Rodriguez has the touch. He has the touch. He comes out true. The ball comes out true out of his hands. It comes out clean. He just has such good court awareness, and that's why one of the reasons why he's so successful and effective.
That was an awesome bump set. Hoyos after that kill back to serve. Another tight pass and taken care of by Lawrence, killing him with kindness.
That was a mature play by Lawrence, and I like it.
He absolutely exploded a ball earlier on an overpass, and that time makes a good choice.
You know, and any volleyball player, but specifically any pure hitter and pure scorer like a Clustan Lawrence, if you see that ball coming over, the first thing you do is clench your fist. The first thing you do is clench your fist. I mean, some guys may not, like, they just go straight up with a clenched fist, and it's never gonna open up. But that time, and you could tell Suriname was just sitting underneath there waiting for him to detonate, and knocked it a little bit
Smart
over.
choice.
Like it.
Puerto Rico starting to separate a little bit here. 18-15 timeout Suriname. Puerto Rico having some success serving short. Keep an eye on that.
It's nice to be a part of some competitive games here.
Definitely. I mean, we saw Suriname get to 23-25 against Cuba yesterday. We saw Puerto Rico got into the 20s, I think, once against Cuba on day 1, certainly not against the United States last night. So now today, and I think for the rest of the tournament, we're going to get some more competitive back and forth games, which is good to see. Pretty good serving there from Hoyos out of the timeout. Tricky play for Sporkslade. That ball is in right on the baseline.
Love it, love it, love it. You know, it's interesting. I was talking to one of the managers of this Suriname team yesterday, and he was telling me that they only train about 2 to 3 times a week for 2 or 3 hours.
Crazy compared to their competition, what they're doing. Nice quick ball. Rodriguez and Lawrence goes straight over the top of Mahabali, the setter.
This is the perfect opportunity for Lawrence to develop some confidence out here on the left side, and to develop some just that comfortable feeling. You know, when you're playing in a situation where there's minimal stress and you're able to just really perform.
We were talking in the pregame show, Everett, that this could be the Clifton Lawrence coming out parties, at least statistically. Good swing there by Breinberg out of the back row.
Well, that's what, like, he dominated events like the Pan Am Cup last year, and was really one of the best scorers in Gatineau. And then I won't lie, I was a little bit disappointed by his and Puerto Rico's performance overall at the World Championships.
Agreed.
In the fall last year, whereas we saw Mexico upset Bulgaria in a fantastic 5-setter. I can't remember Puerto Rico beating anyone of note. Maybe they had one win, and if it was so, then it was against.
I think they were in a weak pool. I think they were in like Serbia and Ukraine's pool. I don't remember if they beat anyone or not. But
yeah.
Anyway, this is seemingly kind of a retooled young generation of Puerto Rican volleyball players, and they're improving as the week goes, as is Suriname, who's back within one here after the block, and there is the high-flying Clifton Lawrence once again.
He has such long reach.
He's up there, dude.
He's really up there. He skies. He's got long arms. He's such a natural athlete. As good as they come in volleyball, really.
Spent a lot of his junior career playing in Florida, as far as I understand. His father coaches one of the club teams in Puerto Rico that he played for briefly. Nice deep swing there by Breinberg on the left side. Gets the deflection on the way out of bounds. Suriname has really struggled in rotation 1 at points throughout this tournament, and for them to get out of there on the first ball is a good sign.
I'm going to try this again here, Rob. Albaladejo.
Very good.
Almost had that one.
Very good.
There we go. I had to mutter it underneath my breath a few times just to make sure that I wasn't going to. Did you clip that one out?
I spared you. Maybe we'll go back and find it.
I think
pretty funny yesterday. Nice read. Look at that one-on-one block from David Pinas against Hoyos on the pipe. Tie game, 2020.
Suriname's game in general has just been elevated. Their defense has been fantastic. They have multiple blocks. We've seen some really strong serving. Everyone is contributing right now.
5 blocks for Suriname as a team in this first set. Another one. What a cover, though, by Albaladejo. Oh, smart shot by Ellis.
That's a veteran shot by a young kid.
Dude, Ellis looks really good today.
He does look really good today. He's on
some kind of rhythm.
I definitely understand why, on Tuesday he was just, he's a young guy. He's out here playing internationally. That's a big thing, and he was still able to be effective then, but he's even more so now.
Oh, yeah. Big chance here for Lawrence from the service line. Puts pressure on right on cue, and it can't be brought back by Suriname. Huge break point right there for Puerto Rico.
Yeah, you have to take that time out if you're Suriname's coach right now.
Definitely.
Especially with Lawrence, like, he's their best server. This is one of their best rotations to be in because he's going to be coming out of the pipe as well, which we've seen him be effective. So you just really need to ice the server, and he's not even out here talking. He's just having a quick conversation with Schmeltz about the serve.
And Schmeltz, we got the feedback from some of our Surinamese friends in the chat that Schmeltz plays outside hitter domestically, and he's suiting up at libero here for the national team. But his reception has been good throughout the week. A little shaky here in this first set against Puerto Rico. So can they side out Clifton Lawrence? If Puerto Rico gets this point, you'd have to think that the set is probably over.
Yeah, you would think so, but I've really been impressed by Suriname's ability to bounce back and fight back. We saw it last night against Cuba, and we've seen it throughout this set.
Decent pass. Breinberg dug really nicely by Rodriguez cross court. Hoyos over the block and kept alive. Ooh, a little jump set action from Pinas, but Asimia was not ready for it. Good chance for Puerto Rico, but another good block touch. Did he get the fingertips?
He got the touch. Oh.
No touch called.
I think that was a missed call there. I really do. It really looked like he got the hands. We have a pretty good view from it.
I'm not sure.
No?
I don't think that ball changed directions. The idea was there. Like, high flat was the correct shot, but I don't think he got it, and the line judges didn't see it.
I'm sitting with Suriname on this one.
All right.
Me and my blind eyes.
Well, no challenges this week at NORCECA, so that point stays with Puerto Rico. It's 23-20, could be 24 here on a free ball chance.
Run it.
Rodriguez to the middle.
Oh,
what a block.
block.
Another one from David Pinas keeps his team alive.
Rodriguez should have gone to the pipe there.
Totally.
Lawrence passed that ball. He looked like a cat. He was stalking it. He was ready to go. And Pinas has been blocking really well in the middle. Him and Leolon both have been a huge presence. So put him off kilter a little bit.
Nice deep cross-court rip there by Hoyos. A Puerto Rican captain at only 21 years of age. Enough said.
I'm really impressed by this group of young Puerto Ricans. When you look, if they can keep this core together of Ellis and Hoyos and Lawrence, Elias in the middle, like that is a fantastic group to build around.
It's a group for 10 years easily.
Oh,
I thought that might drop there.
And then even Figueroa, I forgot he's 17 years old, right? And he's out here playing. So if this is the future of Puerto Rican volleyball, I think their fans need to be very excited.
Agreed. They've got a set point here in reception. Rodriguez to the pipe, maybe a little underset for Lawrence. It's still alive, but not anymore. That is 4 contacts, and Puerto Rico survives to take the first set, 25-22.
Good fight from both teams. You know, it does seem like Puerto Rico feels like they're the better team, and they're looking a little bit more confident, but Suriname is right there, step by step.
Definitely. Competitive game so far. We expect the same thing moving forward. I don't predict we'll see any lineup changes for either team. We've seen them start the same group of guys all 3 matches so far for both.
Suriname, very, very efficient in this. They're 11 for 19 with only 1 error, but they have half of the attacks, almost half of the attacks of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, 18 for 34 with 8 errors.
And 7 of those are Surinamese blocks. But Puerto Rico is getting a lot more attack attempts. They're playing much better defense right now.
Errors real low for both teams. Only 3 for Puerto Rico, 5 for Suriname. So overall, we've got a good game on our hands, Rob.
Yes, we do. What's up, people? Everett's learning a new little camera situation here.
Yeah, we're gonna try to see if I can man a 5th camera and commentate at the same time.
It'll be pretty electric. I'm commentating and keeping score at the same time. We're running the show over here. So I'm Rob St. Clair. This is Everett DeLorme, and we are Volleyball Source. Thanks for watching the NORCECA Championship, and a great tournament so far. It's only going to get better from here. I'm very excited. Great point in the chat. Yeah, Suriname is getting closer and closer to winning a set. They will get one. I'm very, very confident of that.
They really have been our darlings of this NORCECA Championship so far.
Knew nothing about them coming in, and we've been really impressed and have gotten to know a couple guys, and we've really liked what we've seen.
They really remind me of my first ever event, the Bahamas. And the Bahamas were the same thing. They were just kind of happy to be there, but excited to show what they can do. And they were young and exuberant and so much fun to be around. It's kind of the same vibe that I've got from the Surinamese team.
A couple other matches coming up later today. We've got Dominican Republic and Mexico coming up next to wrap up Group A. Even though Canada has already won that group, they have the day off today. And then a banger tonight. We've got a banger tonight. The United States versus Cuba. That will really kind of take this tournament to another level. We're looking forward to that, but plenty of more volleyball before we get there. Yeah,
this day is really leveling up one by one, little by little. Right, we got this game first, and then Mexico versus Dominican Republic is another good. I'm not going to say rivalry, but there's 2 teams that know each other well from the NORCECA zone.
And that are in about the same place competitively, I'd say.
Exactly. And then finally, we got the 2 VNL teams later on tonight in Cuba and USA, and I'm hoping that that's electric. I know the USA is going to bring it. As they always do.
The question kind of is Cuba going to bring it?
Is Cuba going to bring it? Because we could see a 3-0 win for Cuba, but we could also see a 3-0 loss for Cuba.
Sure. Question in the chat, do we only cover men's volleyball? No, we cover all volleyball all over the place in the world. Everett was just at the Women's NORCECA Championship last week. There was a bunch of interviews here on the channel. So surf through our stuff. Check out our podcast, The 9x9, that we do every week. We talk about the whole volleyball world, but a lot of focus this week right here in Charleston, West Virginia on the NORCECA Championship. The men's NORCECA Championship, that is.
Yeah, we honestly, at this point, I think we're doing a pretty good job at covering both the men and women.
Pretty much 50-50.
Yeah, definitely.
Club, national team, the whole thing. Even a little bit of NCAA and U Sports.
As Rodriguez gets us going here in set number 2.
Smart shot. Sporkslade off the block and out of bounds, but Sporkslade came down, hopping on one leg. He is crouched over right now. I don't think something's right with maybe his right ankle or right leg somewhere. He's trying to walk it off. He is going to stay in the match, but keep an eye on that. Wow, another bomb down the line by Ellis.
I do think that was if we were talking about Rodriguez's choices a little bit there, you just saw Sporkslade kind of limp off. You have Lawrence on the right side. Give it to Lawrence.
Set him.
Give it to Lawrence.
Like,
let him feast.
Don't be nice. You're trying to win a match here. You see an advantage, you better use it.
Another great serve there by Clistan.
Albalade goes underneath that one, right on the setter's
There we
head.
go.
Lawrence out of the back row. You've been asking for an effort. There it is.
That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. And you're seeing them talk about it, that, you know, when you have the crossing there, and that's exactly the confusion. And Lawrence is going to be lethal from the back row. He is absolutely, he's going to destroy people's dreams coming out of the back row.
We mean that in the best possible way. Cut serve by Lawrence again, having some success. Breinberg way out of system, somehow gets away with it through the block and down.
My bad.
Everett just bonked his microphone on the camera stand. So once again, Suriname's able to get out of rotation 1. Kevin Sporkslade is still in the match. Keep an eye on the health of his leg, but he's going to put in a float serve here. Smart serve, making the 17-year-old middle blocker handle it, but a great set from Rodriguez.
What a push. That was beautiful.
Very impressed with just the technical setting ability of Kevin Rodriguez. Some of the decision making, we've identified some matchups that he could use a little bit better, but the ability to set any ball from anywhere, looking awfully good. And is that ball blocked? Yes, it is. Omar Hoyos shuts down Breinberg that time. Good move.
Increasingly impressed by Hoyos here. He's really continued to.
It's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Good float serve targeting Lawrence that time. Decent block touch by Breinberg, blocking on the left in that rotation, which is interesting. But he couldn't shut down Ellis. For serving 3, sorry, I had the score incorrect. Now it is good to go. I like that arm action there from Ellis, but a really good pass. But Asimia over the block of Rodriguez, long and no touch.
Asimia training for a shot that's not there right now. And he's got to be almost more aggressive on that shot. Look to bounce it a little bit more. Oh,
wow, that's an amazing reaction. But that ball put away ultimately by Omar Hoyos. (6-3) for Jamal Ellis, going on a bit of a run here. Good dig. Back to Suriname. Mahabale to Breinberg again through the block, and Lawrence is there. Another chance for Suriname on offense. Sporkslade out of the back row. That leg looks just fine. That is a very good swing. Very nicely done there. Suriname is out of that rotation, and Zefanio Breinberg, the opposite, number 9 in white, will go back to serve. Rodriguez, the Puerto Rican setter, in the front court. He can make some plays in that area. Let's see if he does it here. Wow, what a dig. Sporkslade out of the back row to try and capitalize, puts pressure on. Out of system swing here from Hoyos. Through a triple block off of Sporkslade's ankle. That was up briefly, but not anymore, out of the reach of a chasing libero, Jason Lesperance, and Puerto Rico takes the point, 7-4. Pretty good rally there. Heck of a dig against Hoyos on his first swing, but his second one was good enough to score. Here is Hoyos. Ooh, through the block there from Leah Leong. Elias couldn't believe he didn't block that ball. So Ethan Asimia back to serve, number 4 and white outside hitter for Suriname, 5 serving 7. Good pressure, another ace for Asimia. Working on Hoyos in position 1. Suriname back within 1, and Asimia is lighting up the speed gun serving today. We have not seen him serve anywhere close to this the first 2 days, and out of nowhere comes in bringing some spice from the service line. Another good one there. Hoyos keeps it alive. Lawrence will take an out of system swing. Deep dug, but now down on the Suriname side. That is a really good bump set by Albaladejo, the Puerto Rican libero, and a very good out of system swing. 8-6. Antonio Elias back to serve here, 22 years of age, 1'93", wearing number 18 in red for Puerto Rico. Another one of this new young generation that Everett said Puerto Rico has a great chance to build around a kid like this.
Absolutely, but not only him, but you look at the collection of them. I've been really impressed so far. Obviously, they're outclassed a little bit against teams like Cuba and the USA, but it's important for them to get these kind of experiences now against them. So when they're a little bit older, a little bit more mature, a little bit more physical, with a little bit more experience, they can already rely on this experience from these tournaments here.
One-on-one generated by a good set from Mahabali, and Sporkslade once again goes off the block and out of bounds. Looks like his ankle looks fine after maybe a bit of a scare earlier. Lawrence hanging in there pretty nicely in reception. That is such a good high swing. Gorgeous. And that ball was briefly dug as well by Leo Leong, a middle blocker. Both these teams really playing pretty good defense. But not very many people in the world anywhere are going to dig that rip from Clifton Lawrence.
Absolutely. And that's a shot that's going to score in Italy. That's a shot that's going to score pretty much anywhere.
There's that cut serve. Rodriguez maybe gets a bit of an assist from the tape. And another short serve ace for Puerto Rico, 10-7. Timeout Suriname. That one was a tough break. I mean, I think Asimia made the read and then it redirected off the tape, but Coach Carlos Orta, who's of Cuban origin, wants to call timeout to talk it over.
I wonder what the message is from Coach Ozzie Antonelli on Puerto Rico's side right now. What is the discussion? This is clearly a very formative time for this team. So there's always an opportunity to really get out there and learn something new.
Right, regardless of who you're playing, regardless of what the score or really anything that's going on, there are so many teaching opportunities for a guy like Ozzie Antonetti, who's seen a lot of volleyball. Not a good bump set there, and nothing Sporkslade could do to keep it inside the antenna. The Puerto Rican run continues on the serve of Rodriguez.
And if you're a Puerto Rican fan, this is exactly what you want to see.
Yep.
Right. Whereas the last set was a little bit back and forth, you want to see your team start to take over and really shut down. or shut down Suriname, sorry.
Oh. Off the tape down the line goes Breinberg. He's kept alive. Great chance for Lawrence. Pretty good scoop, though. Ooh, like to see Suriname get a swing on that. They can't that time. Ellis on the right side. That is a really nice looking cross-court swing.
I really like this kid's arm. I know we've talked about it a little bit, but I really, really like the action he has on it.
A lot of potential for number 16 in red, only 19 years of age. We're going to see where his career takes him.
He's contacting that ball so high already because of his reach. If he can just get a little bit more physical, he's going to start being scary.
There's that meter ball, the Pinas. I think that was touched by the block. Sporkslade recycles. Sporkslade again is stuffed straight down. That ball is in off the block of Ellis right on the sideline.
Yeah, I think you can definitely see that Sporkslade is hurting and he's having an issue getting outside in transition, and that was a quick transition there for Suriname, and would have might just maybe see Mahabali go to someone else. We've seen Asimia come out of the back row a few times.
I'd like to see that back row ball a little bit. Good service pressure there. Right on the net, and that ball is blocked somehow.
That was great.
How on earth did that happen? I think Mahabali, the setter, came across all the way and was part of sort of a two-man block thing that rattled between the Suriname players and the tape and found the floor. Sometimes it pays to be a little bit lucky. Ooh, that float serve out of bounds wide. I thought that might have caused a real problem for a second there.
Was Ellis in serve receive there?
He was on the left sideline as the opposite in rotation one. I think he was backing up to have an approach rather than to pass the ball. Little underneath that ball is Clifton Lawrence that time. 9 serving 14 for Suriname. What the people don't need, Everett, is you humming along to all of our music in the house, even though DJ Ray Gooden is making some great choices.
Oh, man, come on. Keep the people entertained here. If I sing the song, we can't get demonetized.
Only one way to find out about that.
Oh, good run there.
Nice play by Mahabali. A little indecision on the set there. Albaladejo keeps it alive. Now Hoyos off a quick ball. Crushed through the high part of the block, and Puerto Rico is clicking right now.
I honestly get butterflies watching Rodriguez set sometimes. Like, that was just so pretty. Just so pretty.
Looks like we're going to see a service substitution here for Puerto Rico. Number 24, Diego Rosic, in to serve for Figueroa. Rosic, number 24 in red, 21 years of age, 1.93 meters, a backup outside hitter.
First time we're seeing him so far.
See what Rosic has got from the service line. I think we saw him a tiny bit in the Cuba game on day one, but didn't do much. Keeps that serve in play. Perfect pass, and Pinas destroyed in the middle on the high ball. You put up only one blocker against him, regardless of the height of the set, that ball is going to get smoked.
He just does a really good job at, he seems to me like he's a very calm hitter. So he really just goes up there and picks up a spot and puts it down.
That's a faster middle offense. That ball might have been on its way out of bounds.
That's what I was going to say too, Rob. I think maybe both Sporkslade and Pinas dove for that one, but I think if they had missed it, it would have been better.
Maybe. Yeah, Elias maybe a tiny bit underneath that ball, but he gets away with it. 16-10 now. We will clean up the floor on the Suriname side. I think we were making fun of Sporkslade either yesterday or day one about using the classic gamesmanship trick of cleaning the floor to sort of slow down momentum. Maybe that's what's happening here. Good pressure, but an even better pass, and thumped in the middle by Li Liang. What a diving pass to his left by Kevin Sporkslade. Perfect.
This dude's been a warrior for them so far this week, and he continues to be. As I'm not sure if he's cramping or what. It's a bit of a limp to his step out there. He's still out here passing dimes for his team and country.
Doing whatever it takes. Trying to get Suriname their first set victory of the tournament. That ball is crushed again by Hoyos cross court. That connection looks nice.
It looks really good. I'm really wondering how long Rodriguez and Hoyos have played together, if they know each other from a past life maybe, because their connection is instantaneous. It must have been love at first sight, because it looks like they're that good together.
Rodriguez, 29 years of age, the oldest player by a good margin on this Puerto Rican team.
You know, maybe they grew up on the same street or something. Hoyos used to watch Rodriguez play as a young kid, and that's what inspired him to play. Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry. I'm just making this up as I go.
Making up some fan fiction, huh?
Some fan fiction.
Here goes Asimia. He has been Suriname's best server. Could use a couple right here. Not this time. He's been going to position one pretty consistently, but that time a little too low.
Elias has been, he really started the tournament in a huge way with those first few points of the match against Cuba, and since then he's really cooled off. That was a nice serve.
Nice pass.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been awesome. I like the idea. I like the idea on a tight pass to try and get it to your back one hitter.
That one's out.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Just the tiniest bit too tight for Mahabali to really be able to set with multiple options. And now Puerto Rico leading by 7, forcing Suriname into their second timeout. It's looking like 2-0 here unless something drastic changes after this timeout.
Yeah, Puerto Rico really settling into their game here in the second set and really coming into their own. We're finally getting to see what this team looks like. And it's nice. It's nice.
Good question in the chat. Yes, both teams are 0-2 in matches coming in. Neither had won a set. Puerto Rico now is on the board in sets. And it's important to point out that in this 4-team group, Group B, the 4th place team, which will be the loser of this match, will not make it to the bracket tomorrow. The 3rd place team will. So the winner of this match will take 3rd in Group B, and they will advance to the bracket. And that is big because Puerto Rico, if they were to win this match and finish 3rd, they would get the 2nd place team from Group B, which will be the winner of Dominican Republic and Mexico coming up next. So winnable game for whoever wins this match here. Puerto Rico's got a free ball. Rodriguez to Ellis, through the block and down on the right side again, and now Puerto Rico is rolling.
And whoever loses this match doesn't play again until Sunday.
Oh, is it Sunday?
It's
really?
Sunday.
That's 6 versus 7 classification game?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, there's like a 5th versus 7th game.
So the 2 losers of the quarterfinals tomorrow will play in the 5-7 game. With the winner
on Saturday first up, yeah.
With the winner getting 5th and the loser having to play for 7th against the loser of this match.
Got it. Thank you. Good block there by Li Liang. He's been a presence. (13 serving 20), as our good friend Rob Sparrow just said here in the house. Suriname needs a miracle right about now. Otherwise, this is going to be 2-0 Puerto Rico. Inside ball, but a pretty good read by the block.
Picked up nicely, and it's going to be dumped over here by Suriname.
Oh, look at Rodriguez.
Kevin Rodriguez.
Yes. We've been waiting to see him do something like that. And he does. He takes a full approach and a rip through the block for like the, well, we're not going to call him 5'11". That roster is a lie. He is dynamic. 21-13. Cut short serve again, forces an overpass.
Good pick up there by Hoyos.
And Figueroa in the middle gets involved. He's been pretty quiet so far. I think that's only his 2nd point.
And I think that out of system, that free ball pass there by Hoyos is really underrated. And it's one that he could just pop up for a 2 in the middle of the court. He's had to run to it. It was a run through, like, cross-body pass. He was able to push all the way to the net and really open up the Puerto Rican offense. And it's little moments like that that can make huge differences in the game. Where if he had just popped it up in the middle, sure, that's fine, run a high ball offense, but instead you're able to just better your percentage of converting that point.
Good dig by Rodriguez, but Hoyos diving can't quite get there. We saw a substitution in for Suriname, by the way. Number 13, Jonathan Weingard, in for Sporkslade at outside hitter, probably for the rest of the set. I agree with that move. Give Sporkslade a little bit of a break. See if he can work out. I see him over there on the sideline. He's got the percussive gun on his hitting shoulder. Good block there, but a slap coverage by Hoyos. Oh. And indecision there from Ellis. Couldn't decide to send that over or set it, and it resulted in a double contact.
He's thinking about it, which is good, but at the same time, you just got to make that decision.
Just, pick one and go. Ooh, good scoop. Pickup. Les Brands is underneath it, but that's 4 contacts. Can't quite be sent back over. Puerto Rico now 2 points away.
And this is, once again, they have that perfect scenario with Lawrence heading back to potentially close out the set.
Oh, my goodness. A tape trickler.
Oh.
You hate to see it unless you're a Puerto Rican fan, in which case you are delighted with set point at 24-15. Let's see if Lawrence can finish it off more traditionally with an ace, perhaps. And he sure can, right on cue. Clistan Lawrence with an ace serve, overpowering Ethan Asimia. Puerto Rico wins the second set convincingly, 25-15. They are 1 set away from taking third in Group B and advancing to the quarterfinals of the NORCECA Championship tomorrow.
And this is really the Clistan Lawrence that I've been hoping to see throughout this tournament. I mentioned last year at the Pan Am Cup, he was one of those NORCECA gems for me. It's like, oh, who's this kid? Got to learn a little bit about him, was excited, knew that he was going to Milano, and I was like, all right. And now, seeing that progression now on the left side, I love seeing him just starting to take over a game. 13 points here, 9 kills, 4 aces through 2 sets. That's not bad at all.
Good numbers
for Clistan Lawrence. And let's check. Only 1 error. He's 9 for 14. That's really damn good.
Real nice. Yeah, it's about 55, 58 or so % efficiency, which is outstanding, and being productive from the service lines. Yeah, that's the Clistan Lawrence we've been waiting to see. Good for Puerto Rico. Their offense looks very good. Now, their side-out offense wasn't really their issue. The first couple matches, they just had crazy good opponents that were very difficult to stop, but their defense looks good. They haven't blocked as many balls as Suriname, but they've touched a good number of them, and their serving has been substantially better.
They're not a huge team, so I don't expect them to be fantastic at blocking.
Similar to Mexico, kind of.
Similar to Mexico, you're not wrong, and yeah, similar statures across the board. So, I mean, a guy like Ellis, who should be their big presence on the right side, is still getting used to this kind of stuff, and naturally you see that as a young athlete, you just think attack. I just want to hit, and blocking is something that comes later. Blocking is such a minutia skill.
Blocking's hard.
It is maybe one of the hardest skills in volleyball, right? So I think that's going to come with this Puerto Rican squad. Maybe not be dominant blocking teams like we see Canada and the USA be, but definitely a more fluid blocking team, some soft touches, those types of things.
Yeah, I wouldn't say we talk about right side blocking enough as like an important skill for opposites.
Absolutely.
And it is a difference. There's a big difference between some of the best, like Maxim Mikhailov and Svetan Sokolov come to mind.
Yeah, those are the 2 best right side blockers.
Brilliant right side blockers. So yeah, Ellis will get there. I really like what we've seen from his attacking, though. Another great young prospect for Puerto Rico. So the question is, Everett, can Suriname get on the board in the set column? I think this is a great opportunity for them to do so. We thought they might grab set number 1, but we also saw yesterday, I was about to ask, like, can they respond from kind of getting dusted in that second set? But we've seen them do that.
We have.
They were leading against Cuba in the second set yesterday, let that one slip away, but then they made a very impressive comeback. They were not, they were emotionally mature in that moment, and I expect to see the same thing from them here.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how they respond, and it's tough, especially when you come from winning your last tournament, right, which is how they got here to qualify, having to win the last tournament, and now you're coming here and it's hard to get just even take a step forward. That can sometimes be demoralizing. So let's see how they answer here.
Question in the chat about efficiency percentage attacking, and so first thing that's important to point out is there is a difference between kill percentage and attack efficiency.
Exactly, yes. Hitting percentage and attack efficiency.
Yeah, kill percentage just includes like kills divided by total attempts, but efficiency subtracts the errors you make from your kills. And I'd say for a wing attacker, anything about like 35%, maybe 40% is pretty darn good. Attack efficiency, middles, you probably want to see them closer to 50%.
Yeah.
Clifton Lawrence right now, way over 50% on the outside. That is excellent. And Puerto Rico is on the board here to start set number 3. We also like to look at team attack efficiency at the end of a match as kind of a gauge on how well the setter played.
Yep.
Just an overall evaluation of the offense. Puerto Rico's a team right now hitting very, very well. That ball is off the tape by Pinas. Maybe should have been dug, at least according to Coach Antonetti. Look at him at the sidelines.
Yeah, he's not happy
he's
with that
himself. He wants to sub himself in and dig that ball.
He's so mad he took off his glasses. He doesn't want to see it anymore. Sporkslade now. Back to serve. Oh, that's a half jump. He's hurting.
Yeah, I think he is. And again, Lawrence easily finds a seam in the block there for Puerto Rico. We haven't really seen Sporkslade spin serve very much. He's been just picking spots and jump float serve and trying to save the legs. One silver lining, perhaps, if Suriname is unable to make this comeback to win this match, they will get tomorrow off. Maybe that will be good for their bodies because they have played all their starters all 3 matches so far. Nice shot there by Brian Berg off the block and out of bounds.
Way to use that block and just get them out of that rotation. Get some things going here for Suriname. And if everyone does a little, no one needs to do a lot. Pinas actually has been their leading scorer so far with 8 points, 5 kills, and 3 blocks.
And he forces an overpass there that Brian Berg takes out. Suriname takes the lead.
You know, he's their leading scorer, and he has been their most impactful player. Funny enough, both of the middles leading scorers so far for Suriname.
A lot of blocking from Suriname in this match.
Especially in that first set with 7 blocks.
Smart recycle shot there from Hoyos. Beautiful deep cross-court swing by Ellis. That is so good. Nobody's touching that ball.
They've actually switched their left side and right sides in the front row. Brian Berg has been blocking on the left. With Asimia on the right, trying to put something in front of Ellis.
I noticed that a little bit in the last set that they were doing that. And we got a new middle blocker in this set for Puerto Rico, number 5, Lee-Manuel Lamboy. He's listed at 1.81 m. That's definitely not right. He's much bigger than that. But he's 24 years of age, and he missed his first service chance. Ooh, that ball might have been going out of bounds. Nice stab by Brian Berg. And he's able to take a swing, but wrist away, not on top of it enough, and missed out of bounds.
It's too bad. Had he just left that dig, it would have been point Suriname. They would have taken the lead.
Ellis with a chance to do some damage here from the service line.
Good pass by Sporkslade.
Ooh, I thought that ball might be covered. It might have caught a bit of the tape on its way down, and Antonio Elias will take the block and the lead for Puerto Rico.
Yeah, nicely formed 3-person block there by Puerto Rico. Would have liked to see Asimia try to go high hands, try to slip it in underneath instead.
Or target the smaller blocker Rodriguez instead of the center of the triple block. Repeat set, and sure enough, Asimia through the arms of Rodriguez and out of bounds.
Despite his stature, Rodriguez is a surprisingly decent blocker.
Oh, sure.
He gets there with his feet quickly. He has good active hands that press over the net. He was unlucky on that one, but it was still a good form one-on-one block.
Sometimes there's a mental aspect, too, of attackers against tiny blockers. You're like, oh, yeah, I should score against this guy easily. And that's when the little guys can get you sometimes. Free ball here, chance for Suriname. Sporkslade definitely got the touch off the block. Good high swing there, and Suriname takes the lead.
Yeah, veteran shot there by Sporkslade. Asimia has really been unloading from the baseline in this match. You'll love to see it.
Got to have a green light server. That thing is moving and right to the baseline, service ace.
That thing moves a lot. He didn't hit it very well. Not much spin on it. I don't think that's what he was planning, but hey.
Happy accident. That ball was, that movement was weird. Honestly, if I were Lawrence, I probably would have gotten out of the way as well. Just hope it's out of bounds.
Another
good
rip.
one. Overpass swing by the setter.
Mahabali, let's go. Stand up, Suriname.
Serving from Ethan Asimia, a big-time difference maker in this third set. And sure enough, emotionally, Suriname has responded completely after losing that second set by double digits.
Good run, though, by Asimia.
Good run.
3 solid serves. And Suriname leads here by 2. Asimia, 3 aces so far on the day.
Definitely the best serving performance for Suriname in the tournament so far. Another short serve. Schmeltz is underneath it. Nice scoop. Pretty good chance. Breinberg out of the back row. Rodriguez there, the setter, blocking in front of him, shifting over. And Breinberg comes up short on the off-speed shot.
A little bit of a missed time there, and you see Mahabali to look over to Breinberg and kind of give him the hand up to say, I'm sorry.
Hoyos again to try and tie things up here in the third set. Wow! Kevin Rodriguez.
And just like that, we're tied up at 8. But that was a big swing by the little man.
We get pretty sweet overpass kills by both setters in this third set so far.
That wasn't a fisty. I did get a look at it. He did have his hand open. But, man, that was a good snap of the wrist.
That ball was popped.
Danny kind of would be happy with that. He definitely snapped the wrist.
Timeout Suriname. They had momentum on the Asimia service run, and now Puerto Rico has equalized 8 apiece here in the third.
And this is when Suriname needs to answer right now. Right now, if they let Puerto Rico back into this game, and for Puerto Rico to take a lead here, it may as well be over. Right? That's a hard thing to come back from. They need to stand up against this right now, get a good side out, and then go put some pressure on the serve.
We see Team Mexico is in the house. They're getting ready for their match coming up next against the Dominican Republic, scheduled for 5 p.m. start. That will get pushed back if this match right here gets extended. We'll see if that can happen. Hoyos out of the timeout.
Good
Perfect pass. Leo Leong in the middle is blocked. Nice reach by Elias.
Good read, good press. Great job by Elias.
Puerto Rico takes the lead.
Elias, only 22 years of age. He's a little bit undersized at 6'4", but he has been effective.
I think he looks bigger than that. Like, he looks almost as tall as Clifton Lawrence.
He looks taller,
if
actually.
you take away the hair, yeah. I'll give him more like 196, 198. What's going on with these roster heights,
I don't know, man.
A lot of incorrect roster heights.
We're going to need to do digital scans of each player before we get going.
9 apiece. Leo Young, the middle blocker. Young middle blocker at 18. Tight pass. Rodriguez gets 2 hands on it, and Elias with the highlight reel bang cross body.
That was a beautiful swing by Elias. 2 good plays by the 22-year-old.
Love it when middles start to have a real measurable impact on a game. See if Elias can keep that streak going from the service line. Chop short there. Wow, another block, and Lee-Manuel Lamboy gets his first point of the tournament. Big block for number 5 in red.
You know, they've been doing that, running that meter ball with Pinos there, and that one was a little too high and a little too obvious, and Puerto Rico was ready for it. There was a solid 2-man block in front of him. 4 hands, and really Pinos had nowhere to go.
Puerto Rico's lead is 2. And as a captain does, Sporkslade gets his team a much-needed point.
Sporkslade is just looking for hands right now. Is just looking for hands. Honestly, if I was Coach Antonetti right now, just stay down on him.
Interesting. You want to just give him the net.
Well, he's not approaching with any intent whatsoever. He's approaching with a half-speed ball, and he's going in with a bent elbow.
That ball there is ruled to have not touched the block of Breinberg, so an unforced error by Ellis out of the back row, and we're tied at 11. Oh, ace serve. Shanked float service pass by Cliston Lawrence, and Suriname takes the lead. Back and forth we go here.
This is exactly what the response that Suriname needed coming out of that timeout. They needed to put pressure on. They needed to come in and make an impact, and that's what they've done on both sides of the ball.
Nice
Good
touch. Oh, but not very well handled by Breinberg as he chases it down by the scorer's table, and Suriname runs out of space.
That was really too bad there. That was really too bad.
Makeable play. I think both of these teams will get there with those tiny little details. You called it small ball situations earlier, and I liked that a lot. And Puerto Rico actually has already improved in that area as we've gotten through this match. Oh, what a diving stab. Simia sends it over. Pretty good chance here for Puerto Rico. Lawrence blocked and covered. Lawrence again, this time takes some pace off, goes through the block and gets away with it as Puerto Rico retakes the lead.
Good awareness from Lawrence to realize that there was no way he could take a good chew on that ball. Drop that elbow, put it off the hands. Swing for hands, you're going to get good things happen. If you want the girls, you swing for the middle of the court. If you want to win games, you swing for the hands.
The high part of the hands, that is. Rodriguez chops short again. More good short serving from Puerto Rico, and it forces the error there from Breinberg on the left side.
Once again, we're seeing the out-of-system woes continue for Breinberg. Suriname's fans are looking for the reverse sweep in the chat.
According to the fans, Suriname has pulled off some reverse sweeps this summer en route to winning that Caribbean tournament.
That's
and
a good
there
start.
Is Breinberg. The reverse sweep, of course, being when you go down 2-0 and come back to win 3-2. Serving 14. Good battle here in the third set. Suriname trying to get their first set win of the tournament. 3 blockers there against Ellis, slows it down. Ooh, looks like Lesbranch slipped that time, only can produce a free ball from Suriname. Now Lawrence absolutely destroyed. What a rip by number 2 in red, and that's just an unlucky break for Suriname there as Lesbranch lost his footing.
Yeah, that was a tough one. He popped it up right in the middle, and this is... Was Lawrence in the front row there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was, okay.
Yeah, he was on the right side in rotation 1. That ball was ripped.
Interesting that it looks like they're staying in that rotation, and they have Ellis hit on the left side and Lawrence hit on the right.
I think most international teams are doing that, where you just stay for the duration of the point on the right and the left, and just trying to hit a good shot out of position in that one rotation.
Well, I mean, especially with a guy like Lawrence, who's arguably
should be
more
pretty good on the right. Yeah. That pays to have guys who can play both wings. We see that with the United States, certainly with Matt Anderson. Wow. Chester delivered to Rodriguez by Pinos.
And that time, the Puerto Rican block not as much on, and you're seeing they're jumping. When you see the middle set, you're used to jumping with the setter. At this level, like this isn't high school ball, and nothing against Pinos because it's effective. And he clearly needs that height of the ball. Oh,
beautiful.
Great swing from Hoyos. But it definitely messes with your mind as a blocker.
And sure, those middle sets from Suriname are slow, but some of them are a little faster than others. Like that one developed relatively quickly. Like the set was high, but the play was decently fast. It's when Puerto Rico has all the time in the world to get 2 guys against that you're probably going to see less success from Suriname. Tight sets. And look at that rip by Asimia down the line.
Loved that.
That had stuff block potential because that ball was set a little bit too tight.
It was a little too tight, and Rodriguez didn't leave much room for Simia to put that down the line. That was a fantastic swing, as this has hands down been Asimia's best match so far this tournament.
For sure, definitely the most impactful.
Oh,
great set from Rodriguez.
I'm really liking that they're starting to run that pipe play with Christian Lawrence out of the back row. Honestly, it should be one of their #1 options.
It's cool to run it from that spot, too, because Rodriguez was basically standing in
right
the
underneath
pipe position.
Yeah, and he just lifted it straight up.
And with the gap being run there in the middle, it took the middle blocker away with him. And if you can run that play straight up and down, you're going to have a lot of space.
Even better, I don't think he's done it yet, but if Rodriguez has the ability to force Elias from that situation, from that location as well, it just adds another layer to that for the blockers to have to decide on. Looks like
we've got the Sporkslade floor trick.
We got the Sporkslade timeout here. Got to make sure those floors are spick and span. I mean, we did just see Lesperon slip, so maybe it is to
good point
for something. As Ellis is back to serve, handled
perfect
nicely
pass.
by Sporkslade.
Breinberg down the line again. Albaladejo's there. Great chance in transition. Sporkslade makes the play.
Oh, he gets it back in the pipe.
Oh, that was a good look, and Sporkslade knows that he over-rotated that one. A rare error. Yeah, he knows it. That was a great defensive play. I like the Bic choice. Just a little too much rotation.
Yeah. Suriname needs Sporkslade to bounce back right now.
He will. He'll probably get served this ball right here. Yep, sure enough, he's underneath the short one.
Wow. Simia.
Oh, too bad. Good play there by Albaladejo. A net violation against the Puerto Rican block, and Suriname is still within striking distance.
Albaladejo has been quietly solid. You know, he's been making some good plays. He's been passing pretty well. I've always, in my head, whenever I think about Puerto Rican volleyball, it's always featured a solid libero.
Totally.
Going even back to Dennis Devalle, who used to play at
Penn State guy.
Penn State, played professionally for a while and played for Puerto Rico. I went one of the only times I got to see NCAA live. Dennis Devalle and Eduardo Goas, both Puerto Rican guys, were playing for Penn State at the time.
It's a pretty good Penn State generation.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness. Good sportsmanship here from Hoyos to go check on Breinberg, because that was a facial.
He took that one in the kisser.
Whoa, that ball was smoked.
He looks okay, though. He's staying in the match.
Credit to Breinberg for hanging in there and taking one, man. That was right off the cheekbone. Wow. How does Hoyos follow that up?
Goes right back at him, maybe.
High ball to Sporkslade. He's blocked, covered miraculously, but it can't quite be sent back over. Kevin Rodriguez, the little setter, with the block.
5, and that's probably going to be 6 blocks. Yeah, 6 blocks now for Puerto Rico in this match, along with 6 aces and 43 kills. And Suriname is really, Puerto Rico's errors have dropped significantly. Only 3 since the first set, which is huge.
And Suriname has struggled a little bit to be terminal since a pretty hot start on offense. Now Puerto Rico leading 20-16 in the third. Suriname needs a miracle.
But offensively, though, Suriname has been much better, right? Their whole game all around.
Than the first couple days, you mean?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've referenced the comment from the Dominican coach a few times about how he said he thought there was 3 tiers with the VNL teams, Dominican, Mexico, and Puerto Rico, and then Suriname underneath. And I think at the very least today, Suriname has proved that there is, in fact, no 3 tiers.
Agreed.
And there's just 2, and they are amongst those other tiers. I think that may have been wishful thinking from the Dominican Republic, because
I kind of hope that Suriname plays the Dominican Republic later on in the tournament.
So do I.
That would be kind of fun. So now Hoyos with a great chance to finish this match out for Puerto Rico from the service line out of the timeout. Puts on some pressure. Breinberg responds out of the back row. That ball is blocked by Elias and lifted. Now a 5-point Puerto Rican lead.
And you're starting to see for the first time really this week, the body language of Suriname really start to drop, as it actually looks like we're about to have.
I think we've got a substitution for Puerto Rico. Diego Rosic is going to come in again to serve. I thought that we were going to see the 6-2 for Suriname, and we will?
We haven't seen that since Tuesday night against the USA.
Yes, here is the double substitution. Number 18, Mason Anakaba in at opposite, and number 12, Casey Fo Aman in at setter. See if having a backcourt setter, front court opposite can help Suriname these next couple rotations. So those substitutions are sorted out. Rosic to serve off the bench. Wow, pretty good shot there by Anakaba, and definitely a net touch by the Puerto Rican block.
And this is exactly where Puerto Rico can't lose their focus. They can't start acting like it's already done. They really just need to go ahead and finish this match here, because it's little errors like that where you start letting another team in and start giving them belief that they'll end up now in a fourth set.
Perfect pass. Inside ball to Lawrence, but Sporkslade is all over it. What a read.
That was fantastic. And Suriname, just when you think they're done and out, they find a way to inject some vigor into their game.
That could have been a highlight reel bounce if Sporkslade hadn't stayed in front of his hitter. Good recognition there. Wow, no stopping that though. Clifton Lawrence, high hard cross court.
Lawrence continues to lead this match with 19 points so far. He's been 15 for 21. That's not bad, and with only 2 errors, that's not bad at all.
Not bad at all.
That's above a 60% efficiency. He's hitting at 71%.
Yeah, that's up there. Lawrence having himself a very nice match. 22-18 now. There's another substitution for Puerto Rico. Number 4, Lorenzo Rivera, is in, I think, at opposite. Yes.
Antonetti getting all of the guys in here in the last match of pool play, group play.
Sporkslade will take a tricky out-of-system swing with a wide-open net, and he comes up short on the roll shot, and that might be a killer.
That might be the dagger in the coffin now, as Puerto Rico only 2 points away. Suriname 5 points behind, as now we're seeing the captain, Kevin Sporkslade, getting subbed out here.
It is Jonathan Weingard, number 13, in an outside hitter for Suriname. Sporkslade, who clearly isn't playing quite at 100%. We've seen him be really good throughout this tournament. Will go to the bench, but hopefully with his head held high. That ball is served well out of bounds by Elias. And now, well, actually, interesting, the 6-2 for Suriname is going to stay in. Mason Anakaba, number 18 in white, is going to go back to serve. I don't think we've seen him serve yet at all this whole tournament.
No, we haven't.
Don't know what to expect. Nice throw down there from the setter, Rodriguez. Match point coming up for Puerto Rico. All right, Everett, make a call. How are they going to do it? Is it this point for Puerto Rico?
I think Rodriguez is going to spin to win.
Spin to win.
I think Rodriguez is going to spin to win.
Ace serve for the win is the call from Everett DeLorme. Could this be it?
Nope.
Change up. Tight pass. Foaman gets the joust back on his side. Pinas off the head, I think. Yeah, of the blocker Lorenzo Rivera. So Suriname stays alive for one more point. I'm going with Lawrence on the right side. I mean, it's an easy pick, but where else could Rodriguez possibly go to get this match point? Rivera for the win. The 17-year-old will take a second swing, slowed down by the block and kept alive. Anakaba out of the back row puts it down through the block. Okay. Pretty nice point there for Suriname to keep the match alive.
You know, you can take him to the bedroom, but you can't force him to go to bed right now with Suriname.
Jonathan Vinegard represents his team's last chance. Match point Puerto Rico once again. Rodriguez to Rivera again, and a nice high deep swing by the 17-year-old Lorenzo Rivera puts the finishing touches on the win for Puerto Rico. 3-0. Puerto Rico takes third place in Group B. They will play the quarterfinal tomorrow. 25-22, 25-15, 25-21 is the final score.
And on the other side of the net, Rob, Suriname still in search of their first set win of this tournament. But I think once again, today was another good showing from them. Their best yet. They were in there for the majority of the match and
getting better and better and better. Definitely got to 20 in 2 different sets. And so Suriname will have a day off. They will play, no, 2 days off.
Yep, off
okay,
Friday, Saturday.
So we will see Suriname next in the first match on Sunday as they play for 6th. Give them a round of applause. Everett, I'd love to chat with someone from Puerto Rico. We haven't heard from anyone on their team yet this tournament.
I think maybe we should bring in their captain, Hoyos.
Let's do that.
And maybe their coach as well, too. Do you want to go see if you can chat?
I absolutely will. I'm going to go try and grab some Puerto Rican guys.
Of course, with this win, Puerto Rico qualifies for the playoff round. They will play, finishing 3rd place in Pool B. They will play the 2nd place team from Pool A, and that will be the winner of the next match between Mexico and Dominican Republic. Now, let's look through some of the stats here for this one. As we mentioned, Cliston Lawrence really leading the way with 19 points. He was unstoppable today, going 15 for 21 with only 2 errors. Definitely his best result yet. We mentioned Omar Hoyos, who goes to George Mason University. He'll be coming to join us, hopefully, if Rob can get him. Hopefully he'll be able to join us for a nice little interview. We can chat with him, check in on this Puerto Rican roster, and then potentially to Coach Omar Antonetti. Of course, as always, if you have any questions for them, just drop us
Whoa. That's crazy.
And then our older guys or veterans, they're either playing in the pro league in Puerto Rico, or some of them are in Europe, and either their clubs or coaches told them to go already, so they couldn't be here now. But we got to do what we got to do with what we have, and I'm glad I'm here playing with this team and being able to be a captain of this really young squad, and just get some experience with them. I think it's really important for them and for me as well to get playing time in this tournament. So
that's crazy because we were looking at this roster, and even though it's quite young, it has impressed us over the past few days. Of course, Rodriguez being the oldest guy out there at 29, but the rest of you all in your early 20s.
Yeah.
If that.
Yeah.
So got some 17-year-olds.
We do. Yeah.
That's crazy. So, how many of these guys have you played with before, though? Because I'm assuming that over the years, whether it's different club teams or different versions of the national team, you've been together in some shape or form before.
Yeah. So out of the starting squad. The middle, Antonio Elias, Jamal Ellis.
He's at Lewis, right?
Yeah, he's at Lewis. He's doing his 6th year now.
Wow.
He was there when COVID happened, and he had a redshirt year. And Clifton as well. We all played with each other last summer, so us 4. And then Kevin Rodriguez, the setter, he started playing with us in the Pan American Cup a few weeks ago
in Guadalajara.
So we had a little bit of connection there, but not as much. And then everyone else, never played with them, so I think everyone's in the same boat on the team. We know each other, we've played against each other, we've heard about each other in tournaments and stuff, but just no practice. So, but
that's remarkable. So no wonder, like as we saw tonight, and you had 2 extremely difficult teams the first 2 matches, but even just some of the offensive connection things, some of the little details. Everett was calling it small ball. Like you ran down an overpass ball that came back to this corner that Kevin served.
Yeah.
Ran it down, put it right in his head. Like little details like that, we saw really a lot of improvement in just 2 days for you guys.
Yeah, it's definitely tough to start off the tournament playing against Cuba and USA, 2 VNL teams and
who have been together all summer. Yeah.
Basically, and it's not every day that you get to say that you played against the #1 USA team. So that was definitely a good experience yesterday, and just good to see where we were at, and just the things we have to improve. But I'm really, like I said, excited about this young group, and tomorrow we'll play the quarterfinals with the winner of either Dominican Republic or Mexico. So, and we know those teams pretty well. And if we are playing on our A game, I can see ourselves, having a good match and moving on to semifinals. And who knows, maybe playing USA again.
We thought the exact same thing because, this match coming up in about 40 minutes, you'll play the winner of that straight up. So I assume you guys are going to stick around, do a bit of scouting.
Yeah, we'll do a little bit of that, probably shower in a little bit. But, just hang around, do a little bit of scouting and just regroup. Thankfully, fortunately, we have a few hours to recruit because last night,
that's a tough turnaround.
You had to play the late game and the early game.
And then woke up at 7 for breakfast and then go practice and stuff like that. So, just get a little bit of rest. A few guys feeling a little bit sore here and there. So get that together, and tomorrow come in and come strong.
So how comfortable are you guys starting to feel? Because you guys looking today, you seemed very comfortable together. The offense was flowing, things were working. And I have to say, we're really impressed by the young core that you guys are building. And we think that it's something that you guys can really build upon to regain status within the volleyball world.
Yeah. The more reps we get, it's the better. I think a few, 3-4 years ago, it was when the whole kind of change in the national team program came, where we started focusing on the younger guys. And then that's kind of how it's been since the World Championships. I was able to go in Poland, and since they're the same group, as long as we can, we're sticking together. But some guys, like I said, have other priorities to either go play pro and stuff. And usually these tournaments in the summer are in July or August. I know there's one coming up in late September.
Yeah.
And I probably won't be able to be there. But
what is it? Pan Am.
It's a final six. Yeah.
In Edmonton.
Canada. Just more reps with the guys. But I believe in a few years, if this core of 14, 16 guys sticks together and is practicing every summer and is playing either professionally in high leagues, we can get ourselves into, hopefully the VNL and get ourselves in the conversation of, maybe going to the Olympics one day or stuff like that.
And yeah, I mean, when we were growing up, Puerto Rico was a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Right? They were doing well at World Championships. I mean, Hector Soto was leading the team then, and they're doing well at World Championships and playing in World League. And unfortunately, we've seen that decline over a number of years. And I mean, I do think that there's certain socio-economical situations for that too back home for you guys. But how many guys are you missing who would be included in maybe like the starting roster from this team?
It's good. Probably 6, 7, 8 guys.
Oh, okay.
So
wow.
like, I would say, let's take into perspective the World Championships, which is, I think, the last tournament the whole squad was together. The starting lineup, I think Clifton was the only one playing right side at that moment. Everyone else is not here at the moment.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah. I think to that tournament, it was only Clifton, myself, and Antonio Elias who was there. We've had, a few things in the country here and there. I don't know if I can talk about those things, so we'll just
Fair enough.
We'll just say, just got to keep playing and do what we can do with what we have.
I think there's a lot of reason for optimism, though. I mean, the confidence-building win here, some chemistry coming together after only a couple days. One thing I want to ask about, too, before we get you out of here and get some food and rest, what is it like passing with brand new guys? Have you played with Albaladejo and Clifton on the left side before? Like,
No.
what is the serve-receive chemistry like?
Yeah, so, it's a little bit, funky, weird. I try and I know Clifton's still getting comfortable, trying to get used to passing on the left side. So myself and the libero, we try and just take as much court as we can, because we know teams are, most likely going to serve him in a game. So when we can,
he's hung in there pretty well.
Yeah, and he's getting better at that. I try and take as much as command as I can, and then it's also weird, so I came back from Mason using the Molten.
Great point.
Doing this switch to the Mikasa, which I personally like the Mikasa a little bit more.
Me too.
Passing, all you have to do is just have the platform out there, and you're going to be great. But the Molten, I think it's a ball for like superstars, like show players. So if you want to bounce a ball, the Molten's the ball you want to have. It's super heavy and it's going to bounce. But so that switch is a little funky, and I know in Puerto Rico in the league over there they use the Molten. So then it's kind of like it's a really weird change. But
switching volleyballs, if you haven't played with these two, like the two different balls,
difference.
very different, underrated thing that you have to think a lot about as you change balls. Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think the Mikasa is the better ball.
But
Omar, we really appreciate you coming to chat with us. We've had a lot of fun watching your team. We really like your guys' young team. And hey, if some of those veterans don't want to come back, I think you should just start rolling with these guys.
17-year-olds.
Yeah, you guys got some young guys, some teenagers who can ball.
Yeah, it's a good future and good things to look ahead. So thank you for having me, guys, and I'll see you around.
Yeah,
the
for
tournament
sure.
stuff.
We'll see you tomorrow for sure.
Good luck tomorrow, dude. Get some rest. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Omar.
All right, bye.
Yeah.
Go for it. Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
All right, people, that'll do it. Coming up in half an hour, Puerto Rico will find out their opponent.
The shoes.
Yeah, we'll ask him about the shoe.
Oh no.
I'm curious about the shoe. I'll go ask him about that. He was looking at him even after the match there. Puerto Rico will find out their opponent coming up next. It'll be either Mexico or the Dominican Republic. Those two will face off in half an hour, and you know where to find it right here on the channel.
Absolutely. We'll see you in about half an hour.
Thanks, guys. You got to get yourself in the camera when you're sitting there.